Hi, this is Jim McCullen, author of Control Your Day. In this step-by-step video, I'm going to take you through how to set up your next action search folder and also a couple of your context-specific folders, and then we'll touch on some of the advanced features of creating complex queries for your context folders. So we're back here in our search folders, and we're going to go ahead and right-click on Search Folder and say New Search Folder, create Custom, choose, and we're going to name this one @NA for @NextAction. Now, I did have a user email me to say that the @ sign was causing a problem and it was running some code in his Outlook, so we had him change it to a pound sign and it worked fine. So if you run into any problems with the @ sign, you can change it to any other character you want. You just need to remember you've also got to change it in your whenever you enter data into that contacts or next action field. Excuse me. All right, so what we're going to do is go to our criteria, more choices. As in all the other CYD folders, only items which are flagged by me. And then we're going to go to Advanced, and we're going to go to our Mail fields, pick Contacts. And we're going to say, as long as it's not empty, we want to show it. So that basically means I've created some next action. I'm going to say yes there. And then I want to set my folders. So I don't want to look at everything, just my in, my sent, and search my subfolders. Click OK, and OK, and OK again. And so here's my 3 messages that have next actions in them. @NA, which is just a general next action, an agenda, and a call. So let's take this another step and create an @agenda folder. So same process, create a custom search folder. We're going to call this one @agenda. Go into the criteria, only items which are flagged by me. Go to Advanced. Look for that field again in our Mail fields, Contacts. And this time we're going to say contains @agenda. So anytime it has @agenda in it, yes, we're going to want to look for it. Uncheck, check the inbox and sent, search folders, OK, OK, OK. And there you go. So I've got one item out there with my @agenda. So these are all subfolders or subviews of my CYD folder. So all of this data is in my CYD folder. So if I delete this message or I clear the follow-up flag from this message in my agenda folder, it's going to be removed from all of these folders because it's one message we're looking at. It's just multiple views or different ways of looking at that. Let's create one more search folder. We'll go down and create our @calls folder. We'll call it @calls. Very nice A there. There we go. And same thing, we're going to say only items which are flagged by me, Advanced, Field, all Mail fields, Contacts, contains @call. Okay, yes, I want to add it. Browse, uncheck the Gmail, check those 2 folders, search subfolders, click OK, OK, and OK. And now I have my @calls folder set up. So I've just created a couple of context folders, my @agenda and my @calls folder, pretty quickly. You can create as many as you want. Your @work, @home, @web, @read, any kind of context you want to set up, you can do it here. One more quick note, I didn't note this in the book, but it does make it a little bit easier. You can right-click on any of these folders and say Show in Favorite, and then these folders will, let's just grab these 2, Show in Favorite, and they'll appear up at the top of your screen. So you can get to them very quickly. And so I just think that's a great way to have your CYD folders set up for easy access. So the last part of this is an advanced step. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a change to the Windows registry to allow you to get more complex queries in your search folders. You may not be able to do this. Your IT department may have blocked you from doing this, but go ahead and give it a try and see if it works. If you do want to, you are touching your Windows registry, so if you want to check with your IT person first, please do that. Okay, so the first thing I want to just show you, if we go into one of these folders and we go to customize the search folder and we look at the criteria, you can see you've only got 3 tabs here: Messages, More Choices, and Advanced. There's one more tab that Outlook doesn't give you by default, and that's called a Query Builder. And that's the tab we need because we want to do logic where we say if a value is in one field or another field, and it's difficult to do that with these options up here. And this will make a lot more sense in just a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and exit out of Gmail or Outlook for a second there. And we're going to go into our registry editor. REG Edit is the Windows registry editor. And yes. And then what we want to do is look for, and again, this is documented in the step-by-step guides, current user, and then go down and open up software. Go down to software and look for Microsoft. Go down to Microsoft and look for Office. And then depending on the version of Office you're running, 14 is 2010 and 12 is 2007, I think. 14 is definitely 2010. We'll go down to Outlook. And then in this Outlook folder, we need to create a new key. And we're going to call that new key Query Builder. And that's what's going to tell Outlook to turn on the Query Builder feature. And that's all we need to do. So we'll hit File and Exit. And we'll go back into Outlook. And now if I go look at that folder again, hopefully if everything worked right, I've now got Query Builder. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand on the @calls a little bit more. So we're going to go to Customize this folder and go to Criteria. So what I want to do is I want to say if @call is in the subject or the contacts field included in this folder. And the reason I want to do that is because if I'm sending a message to myself from my mobile phone or the internet or somewhere else, I can just put @call and some text in the subject and it'll get placed in the proper folder. So I'm going to go over to, so right now I've got messages that are flagged by me, which is great. I'm going to remove this @calls from here. And then I'm going to go over to the Query Builder and I'm going to add it back in. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to add it back in here and I'm going to go look at my all mail fields, contacts, contains, @call. And then I'm going to add it to the list. In case it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to go back to mail fields, but now I'm going to say subject. So if I put it in the subject of my message, I want to see it there too. Add to list, and I need to change this logical group to an OR, and this is what you couldn't do over in the other section. And I'll say OK. Everything else stays exactly the same. And now you can see another message just came into my @calls. I had sent myself an email with the subject @callBob about new bike. So I'm now getting messages in these folders with @call in the action or in the subject field. So again, you don't need to do that necessarily, but it will give you a little bit more flexibility in how you go about configuring it. And that's it for this video. Thank you for your support and interest in Control Your Day. Check out www.controlyourday.net for more information. Thank you.